Welcome to part 2 of the Unfreeze Yourself series. This is a series for perfectionists who are building businesses. And in this series, I am going to be teaching you how to get unstuck and start taking consistent, sustainable action in your business so that it can grow to being a full-time business one day. So let's get into what I'm going to be sharing with you today, which is all about business strategy and why you are really having right now a hard time deciding what to do. So let's talk about why you don't actually know what to focus on. So currently what happens is that you sit down, it's Monday morning or maybe it's Sunday evening, and you're trying to figure out what do you even do with your week. You haven't got that much time. You have maybe a full-time job, kids, you've got lots on your plate, as most of us perfectionists do. And you want to make the best use of your time, especially because you're trying to make up for past procrastination and putting things off. You really want to stop being behind and actually start getting ahead. So you're sitting down, you're trying to figure out what to do with your time, but everything feels important and you don't know where to start. You have so many ideas. You've seen what other people are doing. You want to do some of those things too. You have your own ideas. You're creative. You're an entrepreneur. You have so many things you want to do, but you don't actually know where to start. So then what ends up happening is you spend your business time trying to decide what to do with your business time instead of actually getting to work and building your business. This gets really frustrating over time because you feel like all the time you spend in your business is just trying to decide what to even do. Then you feel more and more behind every week simply because you run out of time to get things done. And there's a very specific reason that this happens for perfectionists. So your perfectionist brain wants certainty before making decisions. So instead of deciding, you just keep on thinking. You keep on trying to figure out what is the most important thing to do, especially because everything feels so urgent. So here's where we perfectionists can go wrong with this. What we then do if we're in this situation is we think, okay, I need more ideas. I need more strategies. I need like more information. So you might then go to YouTube and watch videos, go to podcasts and listen to, should I be on Instagram or should I be in TikTok? You just get more information. I call this procrastinating. And this is one of the signs that you are getting frozen when it comes to making business decisions and creating your business strategy. So what you want to do, if this is you and you can relate, is that you want to actually create a full-time business plan. Whether you want to have a full-time business in the next 12 months, or if you're a little bit earlier on and that just feels so out of reach and you want to have a full-time business, say 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you want a business that can pay you a full-time income, you want to have a plan to actually be able to get there, because when you have that plan, you won't then be trying to figure out what to do all the time. Once you have a full-time business plan, you will know what to focus on with your time. You will know what decisions to make and be able to confidently make them. You will know what your strategy is. All of that comes from having a full-time business plan. And this is one of the things that you will do inside Perfectionist Getting Shit Done. What I want to do as well is tell you a story about me and my full-time business plan. So as you might know, I started my business as a blogger in 2013 when I was just 22 years old. And even though at that point in time, I didn't have the confidence to believe that I could one day have a full-time business, I always knew that that was my goal, that I wanted to be able to have my own thing and not have to work for anyone else. And I wanted that thing to be something that I really cared about, that I could be self-expressed. It actually felt like me. So it was super important. And yet it took me 6 years to be able to get from that starting point to being able to have a full-time business, because it wasn't until towards the end of that 6 years that something really important clicked for me. And that was that I needed a full-time business plan. My perfectionist brain that wants to try and do everything all at once and constantly thinks I'm behind It needed clarity and it needed direction. So when I had vague goals, like I just want to be able to replace my full-time income, I want to be able to just have a big launch and then have this big amount of money come in and then I can quit, I wasn't actually able to come up with the ideas and to be able to know what to do with my time so as to go full-time. But once I had a full-time business plan that actually worked with my perfectionist brain instead of against it, I was then able to create a full-time business. So there are 3 elements to a full-time business plan. Your growth goal, that's a 12-month revenue goal designed to work in a way that works for your perfectionist brain instead of against it. Then we have your needle movers. So these are the tasks and projects that will get you to your growth goal. These are the things that you are going to be focusing on with your time. And then the third is making momentum decisions. These are decisions about your niche, pricing, what you're offering, your business model. We teach all of this inside Perfectionist Getting Shit Done in a way that works for your perfectionist brain. So you have your strategy, your plan, and you can actually follow through on it because it's all designed in a way that works with your perfectionist brain that wants to second guess and overthink and get it just right. You just need to approach those things in a way that works with your brain. So you have a full-time business plan that makes it easy when you sit down on a Monday morning to figure out what to work on that week. Instead of being overwhelmed with ideas, you actually know what to get done. And in part 3 of the series, I'm going to be talking to you about why you don't stick to your plans, because it's well and good to have a full-time business plan, but then what if you've always had trouble sticking to plans? That's what I want to talk about in the next episode, so stay tuned.